to the sea.
Get ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. For the next hour, we will forget about the black man, we will forget about the white man, and we will deal with the human. Pastor Andre Guy is here to answer your questions from a biblical perspective. He's an humble man who's on a mission to bring the church together with a Bible and a dictionary. He will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help him God. And now, here's Pastor Andre Guy.
Well, good evening, members and the rest of the world. Welcome to another edition of The Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm Andre Guy Reed.
Hey, you got you here?
He talking again.
Yes, I am.
For the next hour, let's forget about the black man. Let's forget about the white man. Let's deal with the human from a Bible perspective, if you will. Feel free to call in at 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490 for any comments, suggestions, agreements, or even disagreements we may have. We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Okay, the Truth Radio Show, brought to you by the Truth Radio Network. We deal with everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports from a Bible perspective. You got your voice, but they ain't got your sound effects. Oh, Lord. There it is. Amen. Let God have the final say. You know, right before the show, one of my top soldiers, Jose Lopez, we call him Joseph, he informed me that this Sunday will be his last Sunday at RCC because he's going back to California to be with his dad and stuff. He hasn't seen him in 7 years, and God, you know, it's their gain and our loss, and I'm going to miss that fella. I'm going to miss Jose Q.
Same here.
Yeah, but one thing about it, though, I love him. He's doing it decent and in order, and he's just going to be a part of RCC from on the other side of the country. But the love and the connection we have, it will never be broken. It's like a circle. There's no breaking that.
No, sir.
So thank God for Jose Lopez. There's a documentary show called The Godfather of Harlem. It's about a gangster named Bobby Johnson. It's based on a true story. And I noticed some scenes in there. The guy named Adam Clayton Powell. For those of you that are in your 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, you remember that name. He was a black congressman, a couple of congressmen that happened to be black. Supposedly deeply involved in the civil rights movement, but he was known to support Margaret Sanger and the Negro Project. Had Malcolm X coming in speaking to Christians about how Jesus was weak. All kind of little sellout things that he did, you know, as liberals do. And it made me reflect on how in the black culture in America, how we're so misinformed about things because we don't take time to go and do the research, or we refuse to hear truth when we've embedded the lie within our psyche. But one thing came to mind, Uncle Tom. You want to make somebody black feel like that you've insulted them, call them Uncle Tom. What mystifies me is this. They take what's good and make it bad, take what's bad and make it good. Now the N-word, nigga, that's bad. But yet a black person will tell you in a minute, as long as another black person calls me that, it's not a bad thing. If I had A to the end of it, then, you know, that's okay, you know, because, you know, it's not like it used to be. That's good. But the accomplishment of Josiah Henson is his real name. To make him like he's a traitor, and they don't realize this man helped Harriet Tubman with the Underground Railroad, established a school in Canada, was the first black man to be placed on a stamp. That's right, in Canada. Visited with the Queen Victoria of England twice, met with a president. Josiah Henson, let me just play the truth to you about Josiah Henson, and maybe, just maybe, you won't be so uneducated and offended when somebody calls you Uncle Tom. Because they call you Uncle Tom, if anybody knows the truth about it, that is a compliment, not an insult.
As a child in Charles County, Maryland, Josiah Henson saw his family sold away from the plantation and out of his life. He almost died from neglect before he was traded onto the Riley plantation in Montgomery County, where his mother lived. Henson never saw his father or many of his siblings again. He sometimes worked in the stables on Riley's plantation. As a strong, intelligent, and resourceful worker, he fast became one of the owner's most loyal and trusted enslaved laborers. Riley once had Henson lead a group of slaves on a journey to Kentucky through the free state of Ohio without supervision. None of them, not even Henson himself, attempted to run away. While enslaved, Henson converted to Christianity, married, and began saving money to buy his own freedom. But when Riley cheated Henson out of his savings and threatened to sell him, he escaped to freedom in Canada with his wife and children. There, he helped to establish Dawn, Ontario, a settlement for fugitive slaves from the United States. He later dictated his life story to a local writer. The Life of Josiah Henson, formerly a slave, now an inhabitant of Canada, was published in 1849. 3 years later, Harriet Beecher Stowe patterned Uncle Tom's story on Josiah Henson's real life in her novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, or Life Among the Lowly. In Stowe's novel, the slave master kills Tom for refusing to reveal the location of 2 female slaves. Stowe's fictional account of slavery was a blockbuster hit. In reality, Reverend Josiah Henson lived a long and full life, becoming a successful businessman, community leader, international speaker, and a conductor on the Underground Railroad. Impressed by his story, Stowe wrote the preface, Paul has taken